My dad cannot be here today because my dad passed away in October. I have to sit here and I have to speak for him. Although my dad's death certificate says that he died of pneumonia and complications, I know what killed him was a broken heart.
Hear me, yo. Watching how them opera boys get sentenced. You know how the fuck's going on, man. Y'all boys tuned into that Oouchie court watch. Well, we taking it straight from the jail cell to the judge. Hear me?
Eric Padilla, are you all ready on that?
Yeah.
All right. And I'm
No
sorry,
talking in the box, please.
what page was he on?
He's on page 8.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 010675 State versus Eric Padilla. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
In Galloway for the state.
Tony Jimenez from Mr. Padilla.
All right. You entered a plea of no contest on January 30th to count 1. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There is a $2,000 fine. Just 1 second. Oh, and there is, the state is silent on your application. The state is taking in consideration 2024 CR 010691 and 2024 CR 010929.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez and I have conferred to an additional term that the defendant has agreed to, so I don't know if you want me to put it on the paperwork
Yes.
right now. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, just 1 moment. I'm sorry. Okay. Very much. It's all right. So, all right, the state and the defense have agreed to add to your plea bargain agreement that there's to be no contact with Desiree Weir. Is this W-E-I-R-E?
It's WEIK.
Okay, W-E-I-K?
WEIK.
Okay, or Fur Drive. All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
None, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will hear argument.
Judge, my client is accepting responsibility for his actions and also his criminal history. He's resigned himself to make changes in his own life, part of which is involving the fact that he's been incarcerated for such a long period of time. He's not a high school graduate. He is not gang affiliated. He was working a part-time job as a handyman during the time that he was in the community in which he lives. He's been treated in the past at the Center for Healthcare Services on Fredericksburg and Callahan Road. He suffers from PTSD, bipolar, and depression. That's been confirmed by Dr. Greasy of the Center for Healthcare Services. He was on SSI. Because of his incarceration, he's lost those benefits. When he's finally discharged from the Texas Department of Corrections, he would have to then reapply, provide additional medical, and it's questionable, or it's really going to be a decision at that point whether or not he's going to be able to continue with SSI benefits. He's asking the court for their consideration in this particular case. He may want to address the court directly. I know that you often ask questions of individuals brought before you. He's in a position that he's willing to answer all the court's questions, and we're asking for an appropriate punishment by this court.
All right. Is there anything you wish to say? All right. Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, because I will tell you what I'm trying to understand is, why would you do this? Because that's part of sentencing. I'm trying to see where you are at mentally. I do take into consideration that your counsel says that you suffer from mental health issues. I understand that. What I can tell you is I don't think this is an appropriate case for probation based upon the fact that, you know, this is an elderly person and they were terrified. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
All right.
Yes, I understand.
So is there anything you wish to say to the court or no? All right, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Take in consideration 2024 CR 01091, 2024 CR 010929. There's to be no contact with Desiree or Richard Wilk W. White. So did you know them?
Yeah, I used to live with Richard.
All right, WEIK.
W-E-I-K, yeah.
And there's to be no contact with Fur, F-U-R-R Drive, San Antonio, Texas, 78207. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And counsel, I'll add the therapeutic community to hopefully address any mental health issues as well.
Thank you very much.
All right, good luck to you.
All right, good luck. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Just one second. Counsel, did I give you the trial court certification?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Judge, I have.
All right, now,
To me, and I get-
all right. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because it's a felony conviction, which I'm repeating, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. My understanding is there is a victim impact statement. So just listen and internalize what's being said. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Over here, put your back against the counter.
Does. My name is Desiree White. I am the daughter of the victim, Richard Allen White. My dad cannot be here today because my dad passed away in October. I have to sit here and I have to speak for him. Although my dad's death certificate says that he died of pneumonia and complications, I know what killed him was a broken heart, as well as the feelings of betrayal. My dad was elderly, he was disabled, he was on the verge of being unable to walk. But that didn't stop you from attacking him and breaking into the home.
Right, in the session.
Which I heard part of the 911 call in which you made a comment similar to, you don't know who the F you're effing with, mother effer. I heard my dad beg 911 to come because he was terrified that you were going to kill him. My dad had a heart condition called Plea that basically meant that he had shortness of breath, fatigue, and his heart would skip beats. When you and your little friends would call him from the jail and harassing him to drop the charges, harass him to send you money, to send you care packages, my dad would have panic attacks and chest pains. The last week of his life, the doctors and nurses told me that had he not had that stress, he probably could have survived the pneumonia. Did that to my dad. My dad did not know you from Adam. You are not our blood relation. You are not a relative. My dad believed, and you can say you're a Christian or you can be Christ-like. My dad had a history of taking young men who were troubled under his wing. He would give them little jobs around the house, they could have pocket money. When I was in university, I would come home to my grandmother cooking meals for men who looked like they were extras in gang movies. My dad would take time to teach these young men how to fill out job applications, how to answer interview questions. My dad gave you a place to live when you had no place to go. All you had to do was do little jobs around the house and take care of his rental properties. But you couldn't do that. When I was preparing for my dad's funeral, I had to go through his belongings. I went through and I looked for the awards that he had won for his hard work. I saw the letters of recommendation that he received. And I also found the letters you wrote him from 2017 when you were incarcerated, from 2018 when you were incarcerated. You thanked him for treating you like a son. You thanked him for sending care packages. You thanked him for letters. You thanked him for supporting you when no one else would. But then something changed. Last July, I don't know what happened. You went off the rails. But after a week of being incarcerated, I found the last letter you sent my dad. I was gonna read it to the court, but I'm not going to. But a week after threatening to kill my dad, you sent him a picture of a teddy bear holding a smoking gun after you threatened to kill him. And you wrote, Padrino, Richard White. For those who don't speak Spanish, Padrino means godfather. A godfather is a man who stands up to care for someone when their own father can't. My dad was not a padrino to you. He was a father to you. There are 3 pages here. Some of it's nonsense, some of it makes sense. Nowhere in this letter do you take responsibility. In fact, you even wrote down, I am being detained on a 2nd-degree burglary and aggravated robbery from a simple criminal mischief. You downplayed your behaviors. And then you go on to say that we are past this. You may be past it. I'm happy to pick up the pieces. I'm the one that had to comfort my dad anytime he got a phone call and had a panic attack from you. I'm the one that had to help my dad do the eviction notice. I'm the one who had to clean up the drug paraphernalia that you left. I'm the one that's picking this up. So I'm happy that you've told him to move on. but I'm here to pick up the pieces. Your letter goes on to talk about your ex, to talk about your daughter. Nowhere in here do you ask for forgiveness. Nowhere in here do you say, can you please forgive me? But in here you write demanding Zoom calls, demanding care packages. On this page, you demand $800 for GPS. And you go on, you want another $100 for who knows what. And it keeps going on, demanding, give me, give me, give me. And the last page you even wrote, you know, I love you like a father. I have to ask you, what kind of man attacks the only person who cares about him? No one does this to their father. After Dad died, we had a lot of conversations about you. Dad said he was conflicted. As a human, he wanted revenge. My father even said he wished you would burn in the fires of hell. My dad never said things like that before he did what you did. And my dad said he knew as a Christian, he was supposed to forgive you, but he said he couldn't. And he said that he's gonna die. He's gonna go to his grave without conflict. Well, he did. He went to his grave without conflict. My dad said that he could overlook the hundreds of things that you did. The fire that mysteriously got started, the cocaine, the heroin. He could overlook the broken windows, the broken doors. But he couldn't overlook the fact you put hands on him. I've been to practically every court hearing that you've had. I sat over there with my colleagues and I watched you cut jokes. I saw you snicker and play games while Counselor Jimenez was trying to give you representation. I know you told your counselor that you were ready for change. However, I don't think you are. In preparation, I prayed for this. I prayed every day. For when this day came, I would have the strength to see you. I didn't pray that you went to prison. I didn't pray that you would get probation. I prayed that the Holy Spirit would guide the judge to make a fair judgment on you. Because I am so blinded by rage. You could drop dead, and I would laugh at you quickly right now. I'm not that kind of person. But I am grateful to Judge Boyd, not because she's sending you to prison. That's not why I'm grateful. I'm grateful because she has a clear, level head. In fact, she's one of my colleagues. I hold her in very high esteem. I am very surprised that you asked for deferred achievement. It's like you forgot I'm a probation officer. When I found out that you had 3 cases, 2 of those cases were assigned in my court. I did the right thing. I called my court family and I told them I need him transferred. He needs an opportunity of fairness because I know you weren't going to get in my court. I found out that one of your attorneys is a very good friend of mine. I called the attorney up and I asked him to recuse himself so that you would have an opportunity of fairness. Luckily, you didn't get probation, so I don't have to call my superiors and tell them how my personal life and my work life have collided. I don't have to ask and beg my colleagues to give you a fair shot. I can give you a fair shot because I believe everyone's entitled to a fair shot. But my coworkers are bloodthirsty. I couldn't guarantee that for you. I prepared 2 statements, one for if you got probation and one if you got prison time. I told you what I would say to you if you got probation, but honestly, I wasn't expecting you to get prison. I have got mixed emotions and I'm holding on right now because when I walk out that door, I'm probably gonna collapse and cry. You put my dad through it. You use your mental health as an excuse. At no time do you take responsibility that you didn't take your meds. and that you were abusing substances. I hope you get the help you need. I would say I wish you the best, but you had the best life a stranger could have under the care of my dad. Now that you're going off to where you're going off to, I can move on. I can clear out the apartment that you had. And I can do what I need to do to go on with this. I just hope that you can change. I don't know if you can, but I hope you can. Your daughter deserves better than what you do. I hope that you are shown mercy, but sadly, you didn't show my dad any mercy. There's more things I can say, but this is my workplace. The deputies are my friends. The probation officers that are present here are here to support me. I am not going to embarrass myself and tell you anything else. I have a future that you don't have, and I'm not going to let you take anything else from me. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Watch, we're on the scene. Truths unravel, and what does it mean? In the halls where stories clash, Oouchie court watch quick as a flash.